Let's get it. It's Tuesday. Let's go. Let's go. Getting healthy and wealthy. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, yes, yes. This is me. Let's go. Great morning, 1,000 families. Great morning, Alicia. EXO. Great morning, Thick Queen Sharon. Great morning. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Let's go. Hey. Boss Bostic. Great morning. Hey. Oh. Oh. Hey. 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 Great morning. Let's go. I love you too, baby. Yes. 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 I won't let them break me down because I know that there's a place for us. Gloria, Gloria. Hey, let's go. Great morning. Great morning. Hey, 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 hey. I am brave. I am bruised. I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. I've been marching on to the beat I drum. Hey, I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apology. This is me. Yes, yes, yes. Great morning. Great morning. Yes. Get crunk. Get crunk. Hey. Oh, oh, this is me. Hey. 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 Let's go. Great morning. Hey. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down. Great morning. I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown. Yes, yes. Great morning. Yes, yes. Great morning. Woo! Great morning. Great morning. Great morning. Great morning. So, where do we begin after all of that energy? I want to give a special, warm, happy birthday to a lady who I miss so dearly, who would curse me out, who would cook the best food, and who would tell it like it is. I'm talking about, I would have deep conversations with her about her daughter, and we'll talk about her like a dog, and we'll love her like we never talked about her. A lady that showed me, so much fight. She had a lot of fight in her, and she just was so undeniable. I'm talking about when she came anywhere, she made her presence. She always had a short haircut that was blonde. And when she said something, she said everything. She said everything with emphasis. She said everything with energy. You felt her energy. And I still have recordings of her leaving them on my voicemail. And I'm trying not to break down. But I was able to share some last days with her. And she cussed me out. And she was saying that I asked her, was she going to cook for me again? And she told me she wasn't going to cook for me. But we had some amazing days with her. I miss her so much. Happy birthday to Stormy's mom, Miss Marlene. Wherever you are in the universe, enjoying yourself. I'm sure you have a blunt wherever you are. Um, happy birthday, happy Earth Day to you because um, you're still living, you're still shining, your heart is still beating with all of us wherever you are, and I'm sure wherever you are, you're having an amazing time. And then we jump over to my dad. So yesterday, if you were on the show yesterday, you saw he just went ballistic on the show. He was all over the place. He cursed me out on the show. I ended up taking him to the hospital on yesterday, and they ended up keeping him again. But this time was a little different because I took him to like one of the best hospitals this time. Not that I didn't take him to the best hospitals before, but I just realized some of these things that these hospitals do. Some of these things the hospitals do is they're all really connected. And being because they're connected, if you've been in the system, what they do is the doctors go and look at the time that you just recently came to the hospital. And then if the system, if the situation seems as close as to what you are complaining about or saying, then they'll treat you almost the same way that the last doctor diagnosed you. So they've been doing the same thing over and over and over and over again with my dad. And I've been trying to figure out like what is the issue? Why are they saying that his blood pressure is dropping every time that he stands up? Every time that he stands up, they're saying the blood pressure is dropping. So I'm just curious and I'm just trying to figure this out, but nobody has gave me a final answer to what it could be. So I ended up taking him to another hospital on yesterday. And when I took him there, they called me and they said, are you aware that he has an infection in his lungs? And when they said that, I was like, well, he just left the hospital and, they were saying everything was fine. But everybody has been giving me the same song and dance at every other hospital. But these people, this is one of the top hospitals that I had to drive very, very far to take him. They said that, don't worry about it. We got him. We're going to take care of this. So now I got to find out about, taking some legal actions against these other hospitals for what has actually been taking place. So, great more I always got to yell to get that energy out, to get all of that bad energy that I was feeling, and I was feeling sad. That sad energy, got to get rid of it because it ain't time for us to be sad. It ain't time for me to be sad. It ain't time for nobody to quit, nobody to break down. It's time for us to keep going, keep winning, because one day we all gonna have to take an exit. And I was walking around my house yesterday and I was hearing Stormy say in my head that none of us are gonna leave here alive. And we have to make sure that we're living our best days every day. Every day. You should be up and you should be thankful. You should be so happy the life that you have. You have a phone. You have breath inside of your body. You have so much that you probably haven't even been paying attention to because you've been looking at all of the things that you want. Think about the things that you have. What do you have that other people don't have, that they'll never ever be able to have? Think about the homeless child that's over in Africa right now that could never ever get on Instagram because they have to pay for the internet. Just think about all of the little things that you take for granted. I was in the shower the other day and I was just wiping my body down, cleaning myself. And while I was doing all of that, I was just saying, thank you, God, for my legs. Thank you for my toes. Thank you for my fingers. Thank you for all of these things that some people just don't have and they will never, ever have. Some people don't have sight. Some people don't have smell. Some people don't have taste. All of these things that we take for granted. The things that you are taking for granted. The things that you are looking over because you're so busy looking at the things that you want. The things you always saying, I want this, I want this, I want this, and don't even need it. Just think about it. Think about the friends that you have. The friends that you have that you can call on and you can tell your darkest secrets to, and then you ain't got to never worry about it getting out. Think about all of those amazing things that you have, and then you'll stop stressing about the things that you don't have. Because I'm telling you, ever since I read that book, and all of y'all should read that book, The Alchemist. When I read that book, well, I didn't read it, I'm lying. Ever since I listened to the audio book of that book, that has showed me to be so grateful. That has shown me to stop overlooking things. That has shown me to be appreciative. That has showed me that, tomorrow just ain't promised to you. Like, for real, seriously. The little small things that we taken for granted. For real, seriously. So, and that wasn't even today's topic. I kind of just jumped overboard a little bit. But today's topic is that you have to do what's right for you. Do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. Are you doing what's best for you? Or are you doing what's best what your girlfriend wants you to do? Are you doing what's best for you, or are you doing what your mama told you that you should be doing? Are you doing what's best for you, or are you doing what your daddy wants you to do? See, because there was times when I used to tell people, I used to say, listen, I want to go do music. I want to go do music. And my dad was like, hey, I don't think you should be doing that. I done did this and I done did that. Daddy, what happened with you is different from with me. Yeah, I know you had a restaurant. I know you had a bar. I know you invested into music back in the days and this, that, and the third. But I want to go out there and do what's best for me. I want to have the fulfillment of my own life. I don't want to die with my dreams. See, a lot of us go to the caskets with all of our dreams that we have. All of the dreams that we want to succeed in doing this, and that we wish that we had did that, and we wish that. Go do everything that you want to do. Go do everything that you want to do. Stop living with that regret, or stop living with that I shoulda, woulda, or coulda. Stop feeling like that inside. Do what's for you. Stop worrying about if somebody's going to have a rebuttal about what you're doing. Stop worrying about if you can't make it. Because a lot of times you're worrying if you can't make it or not. How do you know? Go try. Go fail. You know that's my favorite word that I like to tell y'all. Go fail. Go fail. Go fail a little bit. Stop being so perfect. Stop being so perfect. I remember that's another thing Coach Stormy taught me. She said people don't like that. When you just think that you're just so perfect. Stop being so perfect. Let people see you with your skin peel coming off, and then they get to see the final results at the end of the day. Who cares? Be yourself. You're still going to attract people. You're going to attract those bold people. But when you're being fake, you're going to attract the fake people. All of the fake people are going to be attracted to what you're doing because they fake too, and they can sense fake and they like it. Oh, she's fake just like me. Oh, he's fake just like me. Might as well join them. No. Do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. There's a lot of things that you guys have been holding back on. There's a lot of things that you want to say that you don't even say. There's a lot of places you've been wanting to go, but you've been holding back. Why? Why? Why die with all of your dreams? Today, when we do Testimony Tuesdays, I want you to come on and I want you to tell us what you've been holding back, why you haven't been moving and doing what's for you. Why haven't you been doing what's for you? How long has it had you in a hole? How long has it had you in a box? Y'all saw that video that I posted this morning? And Stormy said, you got to start telling people your story. You got to start telling people what you've been through. It's going to attract more people because people like realness. People love a good testimony, especially when they know that it's heartfelt. They could feel it, they could sense it, they could smell it, and they could taste it. They can taste it. They can taste the realness from the way that you talk, your expression, everything. Seriously. So I want some people that's going to come on live today, and I want to hear some real testimonies today. I want your testimony to move all of us. I'm talking about move all of us. Maybe you have never ever been on live before. Maybe you have never ever told your story to somebody publicly before. And you just want to share today. This is what it's all about. We do the same thing every day in different formats. All we do is share. When I was on the call, when I was in the airport that day leaving Atlanta, I didn't tell y'all who that was I was on the phone with. And some of y'all I think I did tell. But that was my counselor that calls me for my interlock device that I have in my car. And I have to go see her once a month, and I'll be done seeing her in January. For 2 years, I've had to go see this lady. And we talk, and we talk, and we talk, and we talk. And one of the things that she asked me is she said, have you been going to AA meetings? And I said, I looked up, and I said, yes, I have. I say I do them every day from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I didn't even realize it. She was like, really, you do? I say, yeah, I started my own. I say, all we do is share our stories. That's it. That's the same thing we do in AA. We share our stories. Those same stories where you can hear how other people made it through. The same stories where you guys get on and then y'all share from Testimony Tuesdays, how y'all made it through. That's all life is, a bag of stories. And guess what? We only want to follow the good ones. We only want to hear the real testimonies. We only want to hear the ones that we can relate to. We only want to be a part of the ones that were successful. We only want to be a part of the stories that could take us to our next level. Think about Coach Stormy. The stripper had a baby at a young age, 3 different baby daddies, was working, doing retail, had her own business, then realized that that wasn't what she wanted to do, ended up going to Atlanta and discovering, watch this, discovering personal development. Stormy already had the hustle to sell anything. She already had that hustle. But when she got connected with personal development, that took her to a whole nother level. Stormy already used to read. She used to read her little books and fall asleep with her with that little kitchen cap y'all be wearing when y'all go to sleep, whatever that is, that cooking cap. She would fall asleep in her room. I used to have to take her glasses off of her face while she sleep in bed. And then she found network marketing. When all of those things collided, it created a new beast. It created a new beast. Yeah, a bonnet, if that's what it is, I don't know. But a bonnet. She used to wear a cooking cap. And let me tell you something. I watched it all. I watched it all. The story to come from nothing to something. The story. How I was the cameraman behind the scenes, watching everything, taking pictures of everything, making almost like $200 to $300 a week, then turning that into a big business. Then putting the camera down again and saying, you know what? I need to tap into what I learned on my network marketing journey. The same camera that took me all around the world. Who would have known that a camera, one camera like this, can open so many doors for you? Who would have known? We want to hear your story. We want to hear your story. I'm about to open up the line, and I want to hear your real, true story, because we listening today. We want you to let us know what it is, how it happened, and how you got out. So let's go. It's my breakfast, y'all.
Good morning.
Great morning. How you doing? Introduce yourself.
I'm a mom of 3. I've been a part of TLC since March of this year. I'm gonna try to make it quick, Reggie, because I don't want to cry.
We don't want no quick story, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I'm gonna try not to be emotional because I'm an emotional being.
I want you to stop moving. I want you to stop moving because you're gonna mess up the internet. Because your internet was starting to mess up.
Better?
Yeah, just stay still.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so my personal story goes like this. I wasn't born into a rich family. My father died when I was 8 months old of cancer. So my mother raised me as a single mother. She struggled a lot for my 18th birthday. I had to run down. I live in the city of Houston, Texas. So for my 18th birthday, I spent my 18th birthday down at the downtown Houston trying to help my mom get her house off the auction block because her home was literally being auctioned right from up under us. We were still living in the home. She sent me to college on the best means she had. She didn't have very much. I only was able to stay in college for a year. I had to come back and work and help her because she was struggling. She didn't have a job. So I haven't had the best life. I got married at the age of 21 years old. I'm the mother of 3. At one time, I was raising 5 little girls, 2 of them from my husband's previous relationship. And Reggie, I found myself living. My mother was a previous officer. My father was a police officer. So I lived by the officer rules. I stayed out of trouble, kept my nose clean, got married to this man, loved this man, had been warned by the old saints because I'm a Christian girl. I was raised in church. So I had been warned by the old saints. Don't marry no man with kids. But I was in love with this man and he had children. And I also had watched some of the Christian saints that when they loved a man, they took his baggage. So I took these kids on. These kids had to come live with us. One of his daughters lied. We had got him for spring break. The day before it was time for them to go back, she started crying. She cried the entire day. And so he was like, baby, just talk to her, see what's going on with her. And I talked to her and she told me that somebody had molested her down where they came from. But Reggie, come to find out that was a lie. But we didn't find that out until after going to CPS, going to the doctor's office, having her checked. I mean, my life was turned completely upside down. I was pregnant with my first child when we got these 2 girls. A year and a half later, I was pregnant with my second child. By a year later, I was pregnant with my 3rd child. I had all of my children back to back to back. And I looked up raising these 5 girls and ended up going to jail. The oldest one filed false allegations against me and my husband. We both were taken to jail the same night. She ran away from home. We dropped her off at school. She said, Mama, Daddy, I'm going to call you. Because she had been running away. We had been having trouble with her. I'm going to the church. I'm praying. I'm confiding. I'm crying. Nothing is changing. Nothing is getting better. And I'm just trying to be the best mother for this baby that I could be. I'm young, too. Now, don't get me wrong. I did some stuff that probably wasn't the best. I probably made some wrong decisions. But I'm learning, and I'm trying to grow with these babies. And she was running away, and I was just giving her the best that I could. I would call my mama crying, saying, Mama, what do I do? Because my mother was a stepmother. So that's why I was getting my advice from her. And I would say, Mama, what do I do? And she would give me, little nuggets of advice or whatever, and I would try, nothing worked. So this girl, we dropped her off at school. It was the last day of school. She say, we run over the program with her. I said, what time did you get out of school? 12 o'clock. What time will the bus be pulling up at the house? 12:30. All right, we'll see you later. She missed the school bus, so we dropped her in the front of the school. 12 o'clock came, Reginald. 12:30 came. She was nowhere to be found. We went to calling 911. We went to calling the school. We went to calling, looking, riding up and down the street. And the area that she go to school in is a hood, rough area. And this girl don't know nothing about the area. So we searched all day. Now, mind you, I got 4 other little girls at home, and I had just had a baby. And so we searched it up and down these streets, up and down the streets. Never actually found her. What happened was we got a phone call. She was being managed. She had ran away from home. And she was being managed, and she didn't want to come home. And she was convinced by the little boy house who she was with. The mama told her, say, from what I found out after the fact, because I went to jail, I ended up being on probation, not probation, what is it called? Bond. I was on bond for a year and a half. My case was finally dismissed. Okay. But what happened was in that year and a half, I found out everything that happened on that day. She had a fight with some little girls at the school because she was messing with a little boy who had a girlfriend. They jumped in the restaurant. She didn't want to come home to me because I'm the mama, because I know the area. I'm telling her, don't you go over there being fake. Don't you go over there messing with them little boys. Don't you be going over there focused on that. We worrying about school. You're going to get involved with these girls, these some hood babies. You don't know nothing about them. They will fight you. She didn't believe me. And they jumped her in the restaurant. She didn't want to come home and say, you was right, I was wrong. So she conspired with the little boy and his mama, and they called the laws on me and my husband and filed false charges. Now, mind you, my other 4 children at home, and what happened was she called, she said, I'm ready. She said, no, I'm going to just stay at my boyfriend. I'm going to just stay where I'm at overnight. My husband said, no, you not. You going to bring your ass, excuse me, but he said, you going to bring your
We curse over here. You could curse. It's okay.
So she hung up the phone in our face. I called the sheriff. I had already made reports. So a sheriff came out. We told him, we think we know where she is. He escorted us to the address. Once we got over there, it was 5 carloads of HPD waiting on us. Slammed my husband on the trunk of the car, took me out the car. But because I'm a cop's daughter, I had already called my mama. My mama already knew what was going on the entire day. So I had already called her and told her, look, this is what's happening, and this is where we at in the situation. I'm sitting in the car outside the front of this boy's house. She's here. I know she's here. She called from this number. And like I say, laws put my husband out the car, slammed him on the trunk of the car, hood of the car, put him in handcuffs, told me, ma'am, get off the phone. You're going to jail. So, and my 4 children are at home, Reggie. I have a newborn baby. I have a 2-3-year-old. My oldest baby was about 5 years old, and then the other stepdaughter of mine was home. They're all home. We going to jail. CPS goes in the house. It was nobody but the grace of God that kept my kids for me, Reggie, because I was in the midst of cooking. My house wasn't in no immaculate condition. I was in the midst of cooking. Stuff was every which kind of way. Them people went in my house. They got my children. They gave them to a church member. They didn't take my children from me. They allowed a church member of mine to take my children. Then once we got out of the situation, we got out of jail, it wasn't nobody but the grace of God. We didn't pay our rent on time. So what happened was my mother bonded me out. But then once she bonded me out, I had to get my husband out because my husband had priors. He's 13 years older than I am. So he has priors. He has drug priors. And they was about to ship him to the farm. He had already called me crying, saying, baby, you got to get me out of here before midnight. If you don't get me out of here by midnight, I'm going to be on the bus to the farm. So you got to get to me. I ran home. Reggie, the doors was locked because when CPS and the police came in and got my kids, they locked my door. I ain't have none of my keys or nothing. So I had to climb on top of a car, climb on top of my carport, go through my window to get in my house. Got the money, got out of there, and was able to bail my husband out of jail. We went through that for a year and a half, Reggie. I thought my whole life was collapsing in front of me. We ran. When I say ran, I'm saying ran because CPS was coming by our house. For no reason. We was getting welfare checks. For no reason. They were dealing with my kids. They were seeing my kids. The police kept saying, why do they keep calling us out here?
What is CPS?
CPS and the police.
What is that?
CPS is Child Protective Services. It's
okay.
Like Department of Family Services. Well, in Texas, it's TPS. So
okay.
It's Children Protective Services.
Okay.
So they were coming, and the sheriffs were coming. They were coming out once a week. Every week, they were getting a welfare check call. And they didn't understand why they were getting this call, because when they would come, my kids would be outside playing. One time they got a call that said that we were starving the kids and they were scared to come outside. When the sheriff pulled up in front of my house, we was all outside riding on the bicycles. So the police say, wait a minute, Doc, this don't make sense to me. If they scared to come outside, if they being held hostage, how they inside? So that was a whole nother thing. They investigated and they figured out, they knew who was reporting it, which was nobody but the young lady who sent us to jail. So they knew where that report was coming from. We went through the courts for a year and a half. Like I say, I was on probation. I mean, not probation. I keep saying that bond. Where I was having to go and check in with the bail bondsman, taking my picture every week, taking my fingerprint every week. And I thought I was really going to lose my children, but it wasn't nobody but the great God. On my October the 17th, which is my baby girl's birthday, my lawyer called me and he said, I just thought to let you know that your case has been dismissed. He already knew. He did the work for me. And he already knew based on looking at the situation. The lawman is cutting the grass. I'm sorry, y'all. Based off of looking.
Go inside.
And based off, yeah. Yes, I'm outside.
I say go inside.
Okay, I'm gonna go inside. But right now my kids are on virtual learning. So that's
Okay.
why I stepped outside.
Okay.
Anybody on Zoom? Okay, my kids are in virtual learning. So that's why I had stepped outside.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, give me one second. Everybody's on their Zoom. So basically, the Lord delivered us from that situation. I'm still married to my husband, and currently, my husband and I and our 3 kids are living in a situation we don't really want to be living in. We're currently living in a hotel, but we're comfortable, we're cozy. My husband works a regular job. He's also in the business with me, the tea business, but he does have a regular job.
You say wait. You say y'all living in a hotel?
Yes, sir. That's why I was outside.
Oh, so that's a hotel you at?
Yeah, I'm living in a hotel with my 3 kids.
That look like a nice hotel. Let me see. You know I'm
It's not
nosy.
that nice. It's junky. It's junky.
That look like a home. That look nice.
It's really junky. But we've been here for a few months. I had started working a job in October of last year at Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Let me back it up. So we got housed. We got housing in January of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
We finally found us a place. We moved in. We were doing really good at the place. I got a job at Amazon trying to help my family out. Because with my husband's one income, it was enough to pay the bills, but it wasn't enough to live. So I ended up getting a little job at Amazon. Once I got the job at Amazon, housing said, oh, you make too much money. So they kicked us off of housing. Once they kicked us off of housing, you know, I don't know if anybody have experience with housing.
You can't make
with
money,
housing,
right?
You can't make a certain amount of money, but
Right.
when they give you the voucher, they don't want you to live in your normal hood. So if you from a certain area, they want you to move outside of that area.
Right.
And they'll pay more of your rent.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were kind of in an area where the rent was more expensive for us. So once they kicked us off of housing because of and the job at Amazon was not a full-time job. It was only for the season. And it was supposed to end in January. But they kicked us off of housing. So we ended up having no place to go. We found a place. We were about to move in. Then COVID-19 struck. When COVID-19 struck and we were put on quarantine, it was like everybody just shelter in place and be still. So that's what we did. We got a room and we've been here since. It has a kitchen. I cook every day for my kids. I don't make no excuses, you know, for what's going on. Me and my family, we pray every day. We got faith. Just because we staying in a hotel don't mean it's like the end all be all. My husband works his job. I'm doing TLC on the side, but really when TLC came into my life, it really helped me because I saw the video, the live of Boss Lady. She was talking about her skin.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, she'll be 15 in December, has really, really bad face acne. And she always say, Mama, my skin, I've tried everything. We've gotten 3 and 4 creams from the doctor at a time. None of them have ever worked. So when I saw Boss Lady's testimony, I was like, well, dang, if nothing else, the tea can work for my baby.
Mm-hmm.
And being realistic with you, when I went and looked how much the tea was, and I saw the tea was $60, and I saw, well, I could be a life changer for $50 and get some samples, I went with the life changer. I was like, well, let me see how I can make this thing work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. I got the kit, I got the samples, and we started consuming. Now in 2019, Reggie, I was passing out. No, we didn't know why. I had my gallbladder removed in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like a hostile takeover. I was in the hospital, had been in there for a week, in pain. My mother, they wanted to release me from the hospital. And my mama told the doctor, you're not about to release her. She been in here for a week. Y'all been having to keep her in here for a week to get her stable. She have little children at home. She cannot do for herself when this gallbladder gets acting up and giving her the pain. So you need to remove it. The doctor removed it begrudgingly, but he didn't tell me that I needed a prebiotic and a probiotic after the surgery. So from 2011 up until about 2019, till 2019, well, no, I'll say till 2020, March of 2020, I hadn't been able to gain no weight.
What's a probiotic? See, I don't know everything. Tell me what that means. I want people to know I don't know everything. So tell me what's a prebiotic and a probiotic.
And I don't know everything either. I'm learning about it through TLC. I just learned, I learned that I needed the pre and the probiotic.
What is that?
I didn't even know what it was. It's like something that's supposed to help with the gut, with your gut health. It's supposed to regulate your gut health. Some people take like Yakult or Activia, different little things like that. In Houston, they have like these little milky bottles called Yakult. I don't do milk or none of that type of stuff. But I never even was told that I needed the pre or the probiotic. I didn't even know I needed that. I thought the gallbladder got removed. Boom, I'm good. I can eat what I want. I can do what I want. But I wasn't gaining any weight. I wasn't healthy. I was getting really small to where my mother was saying, you looking kind of sick there. And so when I got in TLC and I started taking the Nutriverse and everything, I started actually gaining weight. 2019, I was passing out in front of my kids in the car with my husband. I would just become so overheated or whatever. I don't know what you call it. And I would just black out. No explanation. And I would just come back too. And I would feel shaky like I had been thrown up or something, but I hadn't. We couldn't explain it. We didn't know what it was. And I was, okay. And every time I would have these episodes, I would feel my last bowel movement about to come. And so I knew that every time I had these episodes that I was going to die if I didn't figure out what was wrong with me. And I never was able to because honestly, I don't have no health insurance. Haven't had any health insurance to go to a doctor. I would only go to the emergency room if something was wrong with me. And so I was passing out. I didn't know what was wrong. So when the tea came and I got the Nutriverse, just because Boss, in her description, she talks about get the kit and get one other thing that you might like to try. So I got the kit and I got the Nutriverse. And so when I started drinking the Nutriverse, Reggie, first of all, I didn't even know that a vitamin can make you feel this way. Because when I started working at Amazon, I went to Walmart and I bought some $12 gummy vitamins because I knew I needed something for my body. I had a large mass on the back of my right leg because I'm an active mom, okay? So my girls play volleyball, basketball, run track, and I taught them how to play volleyball. And I've been with them track, basketball, I go with them through everything. And so I was helping them practice for volleyball, and I got a mass on the back of my right leg to where when I would stand up, it would hurt, right? Literally in the fold of my knee. When I would try to walk, I couldn't walk very far because this mass, it would swell up. When I started working at Amazon, I say, I know I need something for my body, my bones. You know, I'm not fortified to be able to stand up these 12, 13, 14 hours. And so I bought some $12 gummies from Walmart that was supposed to give me energy, have B12 in them, and be all good for me. I was taking these big old calcium pills. I was taking all kind of stuff, and I'm not good with pills and all that type of stuff. What you have to remember. So I stopped taking it. So when I started taking the Nutriverse, that was my first encounter with a vitamin that I could actually feel in my body. I actually felt the Nutriverse when I would consume it.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is just something new. So I didn't take it for like 2 days. And I felt the difference
when you didn't take it.
And I was like, oh no, I gotta have this back. I used to cry all the time and be like, I'm the worst mother because I wasn't where I wanted to be in life, where I felt I needed to be. I always felt like I had let my mother down because I know she had high hopes for me. I'm the baby girl, and she got 2 boys before me. One of my brothers is deceased. He was killed over $5 in crack money. And my other brother is very successful. He went to the Marines and he went to the service and he got good jobs. And so I'm the other end of the spectrum. And so I always felt like I had let my mother down. Like I had
don't cry.
Like I hadn't been living up to my fullest potential. And so when I started, I would cry and I would ask my family members, if anything ever happened to me, because I used to wrestle with suicidal thoughts when I was a young girl. I never felt loved. I always felt like, why am I here? Nobody loved me. Nobody paid me no attention. Nobody cared about what I'm going through. What am I here for? And so I started wrestling with those thoughts again. And I would call my family members and I would say, if anything happened to me, just keep my kids, take care of my girls for me.
Well, let me say this. I could tell you've been through a lot. And you're still in your story. Staying in that hotel. And with me just listening, to see, that's why I like to hear these stories. Because it'd be like you could look at a person and you can never tell what they going through. You can never tell what they have went through and got out of. Like all of that you say that you've been going through, I didn't think I was about to hear all of that. Like it's like one thing after the next, one thing after the next, one thing after the next. The thing on the leg, the volleyball, the police, this, that, the hotel. Now, at this point right now, today, and I want you to be completely honest with me, what I'm about to ask you, because I have a very, very good discernment. You don't have a plan. I think you have a plan, but I don't think you have a plan with dates. You don't have a plan with dates. And because you don't have a plan with dates, it's got you just moving all over. What I want you to start doing now is setting some small goals when the date is going to be done. If you still working at Amazon?
No, I left Amazon because I got injured.
Okay.
I had to walk away because of the injury. So
okay. So what kind of money? What kind of money you making with TLC?
To be honest, Reggie, I'm not making a whole lot of money.
What are you? I didn't ask you that. I said, what kind of money are you making with TLC? Are you making $200? Are you making like $200 a day?
No.
Why?
No.
Why? You don't have the time?
No, I'm up at 3:00 every morning.
Okay, look, just wait. We want to get to the root. I just want to hear yes or no. And I'm not being rude. I'm serious. No. Because I want to be able to get straight to it. Do you have the time?
Yes. I don't have the means.
What do you mean the means?
When I first started this gig, when I first came on with Total Life Changes, I had a vehicle.
Okay.
So we were living in a hotel, but we still had a vehicle. I now do not even have a vehicle. So what I do is I do most of my marketing, my advertising online. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm giving out samples here to people that stay in the hotel. The guy that stays next to me, I've given him coffee samples. When they just did the NRG and the tea samples yesterday and the day before, I made sure he got some.
What's around you? What's around you?
There's an Aldi next to me, and I have a guy over there that's really interested in the Nutriverse. He said he's been seeing it on Instagram a lot, and so I'm going to meet with him today to talk to him more about getting the Nutriverse. He want to order that from me. So I've had to reformulate my plan on how to get out in the public because of me not having a vehicle. So
don't look. We don't want to talk about the things that we don't have. We want to focus on the things that we do have. What is in your circumference? What is around you that you can walk to? I heard you say Aldi's. What else?
Yeah.
What else besides Aldi's?
There's another little gas station that my husband and I walk to, Murphy's gas station.
What else?
There's a Wendy's in front of us, and there's a Raising Cane's in front of us.
I don't know what that is. What's a Raising Cane?
It's Raising Cane's is like a fried chicken strip restaurant.
That sounds like your place right there. That fried chicken place. Because that means a lot of unhealthy people pulling up to that drive-thru and they know they unhealthy. They know they unhealthy. They know that they are unhealthy. But guess what? At the same time, they're doing what their mind is telling them to do. To eat the junk. To let the food control them. When you pull up to that chicken place, you know it ain't no damn good. We all know that. We know that in the back of our mind. We like, I shouldn't even be eating. Look, this is what we tell ourselves. I shouldn't even be eating this. But we do it anyway. So imagine you walking up to them saying, listen, I got this detox tea that I would love for you to try. This is a sample. I mean, you got to have enough to invest. You got to have enough to invest into your products. All I need is a picture with you, giving you my sample, your phone number, and your email address, and your Instagram so I can stay in contact with you. This is very, very expensive stuff. I need you to have this. With the conviction in your heart, is going to determine them taking it. If you don't come to them right, they ain't taking nothing. They're going to be like, I'm good. I'm good. You have to grab somebody's attention in 2.3 seconds. And you have to now let these people know, because once they see that you're giving them a sample, guess what else going to happen? They're going to be like, oh, I think I heard about this. My friend got this. I'll sell it too as well. And you'll be surprised how many people want to buy. Or how many people will be surprised to say, guess what? You know what? I have been thinking about doing a 30-day cleanse. I have been thinking about detoxing because I never ever detox. I seen, these people on social media doing it, but I didn't know where to get it from. And you right there. One thing I heard my niece say, she said before she go out to sell any products, she already say in her mind that people was waiting on her. You haven't set it in your mind that the people are waiting on you. Don't let your current situation cause you to make excuses. You need to come up with some type of goal, and I'm thinking that you need to stick with just $200 a day. Don't take your ass to sleep until you make $200 a day. You could turn that whole current situation around because, see, you still inside of your story. Let me tell you something about that. It could either go up or it could go down. Up or down. It's not stable right now. You're not stable. Any given moment, it can go up or it can go down. So in order for it to go up, you have to put that plan in place. You got to say, I'm not comfortable at this hotel. You got to say that I am going to take the initiative and I got to give some of this shit away. But I'm going to get people on social media seeing me contact and coming in contact with so many different people with the tea. Giving them the tea, and now you got their social media pages, and then now they following you, they watching you, they seeing that you being consistent. That's the lady that be selling the tea. She there every day. Think about the bums. Think about the bums. Don't you always remember the bum? Oh, Lord, they go to bum finna ask me for $5. Every time I see his ass, he always asking me for $5. He don't even ask for $1. He asks for $5. Same difference. You become the walking billboard in that area. Own it. Own it. You got 5 girls. They watching you. Whatever you do in this moment in time right now is what they're going to grow up doing. Believe it or not. They're going to grow up doing. Go ahead.
Actually, I only have 3 of them because the other 2 are grown. They on their way.
Okay, but you got the 3.
I'm gonna do what you said.
Yes.
I'm gonna do what you said because I'm gonna have to make the sacrifice.
Yes.
That's where I'm at, Reggie.
Yes.
What you're saying is not anything foreign to me. I already know that. What
I hate when people say I know that and they ain't did it.
Well, no, I'm saying that because I had already jotted this plan down that this is what I needed to do.
So why you ain't do it?
I was making the excuse.
Oh, okay.
What holding me up was finances, okay? Because once we paid our room up every 2 weeks, I was only thinking about, okay, let me get my product. Let me make sure I stay safe. Keep my transformation going. So what I'm going to have to do this week is I'm going to have to get one of my products and then buy my samples so I can have samples or even just get another bag of tea to give out instead of using it for my personal use. That's why I was saying I knew that because I had already said I'm going to have to make a sacrifice one of these weeks when I order for me personally and give it out in this area. There's a Walmart across the highway from me.
Oh, see, you look. Oh, you kept that a secret. You kept that a secret.
I didn't keep it a secret because I had already told my husband we needed to go to the Walmart, walk up to the people working Walmart and ask them about NRG. And I had already said this, but it was about making a financial sacrifice, Reggie. I'm being honest with you.
I believe you. I believe you being honest. Oh.
It was simply about me wanting to make sure I got my 2 products so that I could stay sane and not wanting to skip out my products and my sanity. And, so that's all it was about.
I believe you.
The financial means.
I believe you.
And to get extra so that I could give out to the people. So I thought, stay with me. So I do, and I have talked to the owner of the hotel, and he told me when you get your stock up and stuff, you can put it in the front office. Put a little label on it, bag it up, the little trial bags that we talk about, that coaches talk about. I got all that written down. So that's one of the game plans, to bag up some sample bags. And when people check in, if they want to get it, they'll give it to him. And he don't want to even take nothing from it because we've been here so long. He gonna just give me my money straight outright. But it'll just be in the front for the display for the people that's coming in. So I have some plans in place. It's just about the financial behind that I'm in right now because my husband only get paid every 2 weeks. And when he get paid and we pay for the hotel, that's a whole chunk of money.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. My niece stakes out Walmarts. And I seen somebody else say something too. They said, put on your best hair and your best clothes when you go out there. The thing is this. If you go out there, listen, this is the mentality. This is how you got to talk to yourself before you get out to that Walmart. I'm about to tell you for real. Because I used to do this when I used to go hustle. My goal was I had to make, I'm talking about when I was hustling in the streets. This ain't no TLC stuff. I'm talking about this is going to write checks to go get that money, like for real. My goal was I don't give a damn. I'm not coming home till I have made $500 every day for 30 days. Every day I had to go make $500. $500 every day, 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 every day. I already knew that we couldn't write a check over $250 in certain stores. And every store wasn't motherfucking easy. And then after you done did it so many times, you start seeing the same goddamn people. And they start looking at you a little funny. But I used to have to talk to myself and look at myself in that car. Because see, at first it started off being fun. It started being fun and games. Then it starts to becoming, this is how I got to pay my motherfucking bills. And when it came down to that point, I started saying to myself, it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. You got to tell yourself it's all or nothing. You're not just doing this for today. You're doing this for tomorrow. You're doing this shit for tomorrow. Because at the end of the day, you either going to be stuck in that motherfucking hotel or you're going to go homeless. Or either you're going to save up enough money to go put down on a motherfucking house. And that's just the end of that. You trying to go up. You trying to grow. Go to your next level. Ain't nothing going to be stuck. Don't get comfortable. Listen, the last apartment that I stayed in, the day that I moved in that motherfucker, you know what I said? I said, I will not get comfortable here. It was in the apartment was amazing. Had wooden floors, had everything to make me get comfortable and say, I'm going to do another year. I don't got to do this. I said, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm tired of paying all of this money to an apartment. I've been living in an apartment, you do the math, for almost 7 years, paying almost $2,100 a month. $2,100 a month for 7 years. You do the math and you tell me how much I gave away to something that I will never ever own. That I can't even scream loud in and turn my music up and have fun with y'all. Your 3 kids is watching you. And now it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. Now what you gonna do? What is you gonna do? Because you know what you gotta do now. You know what you gotta do now, right? You do? You know what you gotta do now, right? What? Tell me, let me see if you know. No, you don't know. You don't you don't even know. You don't even know. You don't even know. I thought you knew. Bye. Get off. That's what you gotta do. Yes. That's what you gotta do. You gotta get off of the live with me and go make that shit happen. Yeah. A lot of us are where we are without a plan. Everything happens with the plan. And don't get offended because I hung up on you. I hang up on everybody. $200 a day. How much is that? $1,400 a week. $1,400 a week times 4. How much is that? The effort and the energy is all on you and your thoughts. What do you believe? How much work are you willing to put in? Do what's best for you. And being in a hotel ain't best for nobody. I've been there. I did all of that. I had to live inside of a hotel. Me, my mama, and my daddy when our house burnt down. It started off nice and cute. Then it became one of the worst feelings ever. It was like, shit, I want my own room. I'm tired of being around my daddy and my mama like this close. It's aggravating. No, I don't like the Howard Johnson. Yeah, I did all of that. Going to school from a damn hotel. No. So what I'm saying is, man, put your plan in place. Everything that's big was small. Everything that's big was small. So imagine if you put your effort and energy and say, I ain't going to sleep until I make $500 a day. How much you going to have at the end of the week? How much you going to have at the end of the month? How much you going to have? Thank you for sharing your testimony this morning. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I'm sure that a lot of people have learned. And I hope everybody took their notes because those questions will be on Q&A for Reginald Saunders for Cash App Fridays to win the $200 cash. Guys, let me show y'all a secret. Hold on. Let me show y'all something. Hold on real quick. Look, I got to show y'all this before. Don't tell me it's in the other phone. It's always in the other damn phone. Oh, well, it's in the other phone. But I'm about to post something. Y'all get ready. Yeah, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all for hopping on this morning. tomorrow, same time, same place, right here. I love y'all. Goodbye. Goodbye.